Apparently, I accidentally started a trend when I was so frustrated with the direction that the latest AAA games were going with uglifying the women and just asking ChatGPT to make them beautiful, which is really the only prompt that I'm putting into it. Now, sometimes you need to curtail it a little bit because it's like, oh, what do you mean? Do you want it to be like glamorous or this or that? But it really is just as simple as just make her beautiful. Do your best. And this is the one that started it all. And since then, I've made many, many, many others. And each of them are going mega viral for the most part. This one, 5.5 million views on that one. This one, 4.9 million views. Some of them not so much viral, but they're still getting plenty of engagement. And more importantly, the community is noticing them, and it's perfectly exposing the problem in gaming. Because if games actually did this with these women, the games might actually sell more. The lefty lunatics are losing their mind. So I went forward and did one more of them today, and it was the Concord character, that this creature, whatever the hell this is. And I asked her to make her beautiful, and it came back with this. Now, you guys, just tell me, if Concord came out and you knew nothing about the game, there was no backlash, there was no nothing, it was just characters shown and they showed the gameplay, would you be more inclined to buy the game or at least try it out if this was one of the characters or this? It's really a simple question, but my goodness, it is setting off so many people. And the reason why I want to bring this up in another video is because it's kind of catching on. It's becoming like a thing where it's not just me doing this every day. Now everyone is doing it and I'm loving it. I'm retweeting them. I'm like, let's go. I don't want this to be a me thing. I want this to be a movement for the community, for people to start recognizing what these companies are doing to these characters and how so simple you can fix it. And they don't want to hear that you can fix it because the message gets ruined if you do that. Emerald Apple, with I could argue a better one than what I did. I think it's just better to scrap her whole design. I mean, damn, that is definitely a character right there. I'd be very curious about this. Oh, come on, she's the only cute one and an alien. I don't know about that. The fact that the woke defenders don't get the point of these posts is fascinating and hilarious, which is why I keep doing it. And I plan on doing this. It's going to be like my thing. Every morning, I'm going to pick a new one and do it. There is an endless supply of uglified women in gaming. I could do this forever. Smash JT makes ugly female characters hot. Digital Foundry, most affected. I'm also in this feed for the wokey responses. They are entertaining. Best one yet. And also, like the responses, there's some, usually they come at my wife or call me an incel. That's typically the best ones. ChatGPT, I can fix her. Here we go. Here's another one from Concord. Look at what it's able to do. The people that they hired at Firewalk Studios were wokies. They weren't talented. They just talked a big game and pushed an agenda. The talent was not there. And nobody had the heart to tell them that they couldn't do it. I don't know if this necessarily makes sense in the game world, but I get what they're going for. This is a good one too, by the way. The same, but in Nano Banana Pro. That would have worked better too. Like literally anything's better. Here we go. Dude, do something new. You have an AI problem. So this is where they come in and start to blame you or start to attack what you're doing because they hate that it's resonating. Holy gooner. Completely normal behavior. Dude is obsessed. He pissed off if he cannot jerk off over computer game characters. Bro, it's a fucking alien. Boring and generic space elf. Congratulations. You're stupid. Just say you want porn and everything. What you all sound like, if you can't fuck them, you can't play them. If you think shit like this is why there's mass layoffs, You're dumber than you look, which is saying a lot, considering you look like more than a few of the branches of your family trees crossover. Okay. This is another one they fall back on. Now with this one, please. Studios need to stop doing ugly things like this one, whatever they're trying to say. Uh, how are you that fucking ugly dude? Remember, video game character, de-uglifying a fictional character, and they're losing it over what I look like in real life. God, you're a fucking weirdo loser. There's a banger, by the way. Holy shit. I mean, it's really not that hard to fix any of these. Just keep going and going and going. Hey, micro prick, get a life. The right one always looks the same. How boring can you be to want the same woman in all games? Bro, just admit that these people at these studios are untalented hacks. Why is it so hard? And this is going on. It's pissing off Wokies everywhere. This is Jay quote tweeting George Torch coming from a guy who uses AI to catfish. Again, real life picture, right? And then they replied, listen, I'm not saying there's a pattern, but there's a pattern. What's the pattern? People love video games or calling this shit out. Is that the pattern? I don't know. There's some really good ones made by the community as well. Delibrium. I asked Grok to make him handsome. Him. Maybe this is all studios need to start doing if they want sales and avoid layoffs. There's Abby. There's what Abby, this is what Neil Cuckman really wanted Abby to look like. He's like, oh, that's a little too far, though. Tebow had a really good one, too. Tebow said, lol, this is quite the contrast between what could have been versus what was. Concord could have possibly survived if their character models weren't absolute dog shit. Would it have been successful? Probably not. But it likely would have survived a hell of a lot longer than 2 weeks. So this was like the famous part about this dude playing this character was, as far as I understand, the first trans actor model hired for a AAA game to be a character model. I think, I don't know, something like that. So this is a dude that they dressed up to make like a girl. So now they're fixing it, being like, no, it's a dude. Make him a dude. None of this trans shit in the games. Get this out of here. So this is the original here, and then this, a 1-for-1 going into the costume there, but a little too flamboyant. So switch it up completely. Kind of looks like Kata. And we'll leave it at this one because I thought this was wild. Shout out to Celestial Flea for this Dustborn one. I asked ChatGPT to make them beautiful. It's literally that easy for studios to avoid closures and layoffs. Now, I'm not saying that if Dustborn looked like this, it would have been successful. But damn, it would have made a hell of a lot more of an impact with people playing it, being like, well, at least they're pretty to look at while they're playing. As opposed to whatever the fuck this. I still can't believe this game exists. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. But this is what AI can do. It can fix the game on a simple click saying, hey, make them pretty. Boom, done. Game studios hate this. Simps for the game studios hate this because this completely destroys their ideology in 30 seconds. They can't stand it. One of the main reasons why they hate AI, because AI completely destroys their message. They cannot push propaganda if people can just wipe over it and say, I'm going to go with the beautiful girl. Fuck whatever you're trying to do with this. No. We're going to play the games we want to play the way we want to play them. Studios and the Simps, no, you gotta play for the message because they fit the game world and stuff, cuh. Yeah, okay. Have fun with your Dustborns. I could guarantee you, if the characters looked like this, it might not have been successful still, but it would have had a hell of a lot more sales. And I think at the end of the day, it goes to prove the point that sex sells, beauty is still a universal truth. By and large, if you find someone that finds these creatures more attractive than these creatures, You got yourself someone that's been dented in the head. And they are definitely the vocal minority on social media. They could make attractive characters. They don't need AI. They chose not to. They'd rather fail. Exactly. That's why they hate that AI can just come in and just do it. It destroys. And nobody would do this, by the way, if they just did what people wanted. If they sold you a product that people were willing to buy, nobody would need to do this. I think what I'm doing right now is it's just proving a point that this is what they need to do to survive, but they're too retarded to recognize that, or they don't care. They've got so used to years of failing upwards that it feels like they think they can do no wrong. The jobs are running out. The careers are ending. The studios are closing. The merry-go-round is coming to a stop. The party's over.